Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you guys for joining. Please make sure you like, share, and comment on this live. We've got a great partner slated today. We're going to give you guys some announcements as usual, but then we'll roll right into sharing our partners' training opportunities. Today, we're privileged to have Maryland New Directions on with us. So please make sure you share this to make sure that the opportunities that they're going to share will get to as many folks as possible. They've got some really great things coming up over the next month or two, and we're excited to partner with them to make sure that we get that message out as broadly as possible. So please make sure you like and share this broadcast. Stop in, say hello, let us know that you're on with us. Great to see you guys. Hi, Drea Jackson. Great to see you. We want to make sure again that everybody hops in. We'll share a few announcements and then we'll get right to Maryland New Directions. So again, make sure you guys know that our centers are open by appointment only right now. We do have appointments available at all of our centers, both East Side and Northwest, and as well as the Youth Opportunity Center. Also, our South Baltimore Center, the Employment Connection Center, is open and available for appointments. When we say appointment only, that means that you have to call into one of these numbers displayed on the screen so that we can set up an appointment for you. We have certain appointment blocks and schedules that are available. So please make sure you call in. Let us know that what you'd like to do, what you need help with, and we will make sure that we get an appointment scheduled for you. Remember that masks must be worn inside of the buildings at all times. We'll also have a sign-in and temperature check once you enter the building, so be prepared for that as well. But please, if you need any services or would like any help, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. Our numbers are on the screen. You can also utilize the assistance request link that's scrolling at the bottom of the page. Again, just some broad updates. While we are open physically by appointment only, services are still available remotely as well. Jobs are available, as always, at the Maryland Workforce Exchange. You can see that website listed on the screen. Please make sure you utilize the Maryland Workforce Exchange for everything that it has available. You can create a resume there. You can do job search, pretty much anything you can actually do on that website. So please make sure that you utilize it. Make sure that you go there and take advantage of all the resources. We also have a now hiring job board that our employer services division, they procure job leads and they update this very frequently, a couple of times a week. So you want to make sure you go there. And the great thing about it is when you apply, your resume is going directly to someone who has a connection to that employer. So make sure that you update your resume. If you need help updating it, reach out to one of the centers that's closest to you and we'll help you with that. But we want to make sure that we get the best resume possible over to these employers for you. And now, I told you we weren't going to be long. Without any further ado, we've got Mr. Maurice Good with Maryland New Directions to talk about what they're doing. How's it going, Maurice?
How you doing, Antonio? Thank you for having Maryland New Directions on your show. We're very grateful to be here.
We are glad to have you. Glad to have you. Please take it away.
Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. It's such a pleasure to be here with you all, and just thank you for tuning in. So, Maryland New Directions is a workforce development and career assistance nonprofit organization that's been around almost 50 years. So, 2023 will make our 50th year anniversary of serving Baltimoreans. So, we're very happy and excited about that and looking towards another 50 years. So, that's Maryland New Directions, changing lives through employment. So, as I stated, Maryland New Directions was founded in 1973, and we've been able to provide services to nearly 140,000 Baltimore area residents. And our mission is to train, coach people that are facing career and life transitions to overcome barriers, restore self belief, and acquire the skills, tools needed to secure employment on a path to a livable wage. That's the most important piece to us. It's about connecting people to career trajectory opportunities with livable wages. So we don't work with all employers. There are some employers that we've actually said, we appreciate the opportunity. However, we're going to have to pass because their wages wasn't what we were able to pass on to our clients, which is we want to make sure that people can pay their bills and still have money to buy ice cream to share with their kids. So that's very important to us. Next slide. Changing lives through employment. So since July 1st, 2019, we've been able to assist 442 new clients with providing services. 834 previous clients received services. 72% of the clients enrolled in training successfully complete, because that's, again, what's important. It's not just good enough that you started something, but we want to help you to be able to complete that. And so what does that mean? That means that for some people, having to adjust and adapt to what other life circumstances there are so that we can help get you across the finish line. And 287 people were hired with an average wage of $16.33 for that time period. And then during the COVID period, over 2,000 coaching sessions. Most of it was virtual in the beginning. So from May of last year up until this most recent month, we were doing virtual trainings every month to connect people with employers. 3,600 plus job opportunity referrals. 240 people have either polished or had their resumes created. So we're very proud of the work that we've been able to do on behalf of Baltimore citizens. Next slide.
That's awesome during the pandemic that you guys have those figures. That's wonderful work.
Adapt, so one of the things that I love to share with people is that one of the things that we're going to do, we're going to adapt. We're going to adjust, we're going to adapt, and we're going to move forward. So because that's life, that's life in a microcosm, is that you could say, oh, well, this is what's happening, or you could say, okay, this is what's happening. Now, how do I get past it? And so that's what we did. So next, what you're going to see is a brief clip of some of the work that we've done in video form. So Antonio, you can press play at any time.
Nearly 34,000 jobs are generated by Port of Baltimore activity, and there are countless ways to land one. This Baltimore nonprofit agency is helping job seekers navigate a path to prepare for interviews for one of the many positions at the port.
One of the things that is very fascinating and interesting about the Port of Baltimore is that people have heard of the port and people know people who have worked at the port. However, people don't understand the intricacies of the port.
Maryland New Directions offers a free quarterly program that provides 3 weeks of training to explore job opportunities with the port's public and private terminals. The Maritime Transportation Distribution and Logistics Training is a comprehensive introduction to working at port-supported businesses.
We've been very fortunate to get people in jobs as row-rows, roll-on, roll-off, drivers, driving vehicles on and off of the vessels, installers and wrappers are mainly what we've been able to get people employment in.
Maryland New Directions combines education about logistics and port operations, soft skills, and training in its program. The program is one way participants can obtain forklift certification, a commercial driver's license, or a transportation worker's identification credential, better known as a TWIC card. Client Garrett Jackson has his eyes on a job that will take him to a new level.
I want to operate the cranes. I feel as though that's very interesting to me. I love heights, and also taking the containers on and off the ship. I feel as though that's what I want to do. That's what I want to be.
The CCBC student says that the Maryland New Directions program gave him a boost.
Also giving me great interviewing skills, more self-confidence. I would say they are also hands-on, just making sure you are getting the best.
Part of that hands-on experience is being paired with a job coach who can give key advice.
You need to always be the main character in the story.
The organization offers their clients bus tokens to get to work and a stylist session using donated clothes to make sure job candidates look their best.
We're very fortunate to have volunteers who come in and believe in what we're doing. And so we have stylists who come in and help take sizes, help find people the appropriate attire so that when they go on these interviews, they go with a sense of confidence that, yes, I can get this job. This job is mine. They claim it.
Good paying jobs at the port is one way to help families create a brighter future.
Our mantra is changing lives through employment. And the port allows us to assist job seekers in doing just that, changing their lives, changing the lives of their families through having higher wage employment, higher wage opportunities.
One client that obtained a higher wage job at the port is featured in the agency's new commercial.
My confidence is through the roof. I just feel like I can go anywhere and do anything.
For more information about Maryland New Directions, visit www.mdnewdirections.org or call the number on your screen. Port employment opportunities can also be found on the Maryland Port Administration's website.
That shows you exactly how involved we are with our clients. We assist them for up to 2 years. And so we're very active. The job coaches are the client's biggest cheerleaders. And so they check in with them when they first get the job. They check in with them at the 30-day mark. They check in with them at the 90-day mark. They check in with them at the 6-month mark. Check in with them at the year mark. Check in with them at 2 years. And in between, the clients can call their job coaches at any time and say, hey, you know, this opportunity I thought was for me, but I realized that I want to do something else. And the job coach is going to assist them through that process. And so now the way our organization works is that we have classes and meetings. So for our 2 trainings, so 2 of our 3 trainings are 3-week trainings. So our MTDL, which stands for Maritime Transportation, Distribution, and Logistics, is a 3-week training Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And so in that training, you're going to be learning about the M stands for maritime, which is port related. And then you have transportation, which is also could be port related or not. And then you have distribution and logistics. The distribution and logistics aspect is working in the supply chain. So working with companies like Pompeian Olive Oil, or Giant Distribution Center, or McCormick Spices, you know, production assistance, all of those falls within the distribution and logistics aspect of the MTDL. So even if a person doesn't want to go to work at the port, but they want to be in the supply chain, we can assist them. And then again, the job coaches, each client is assigned a job coach that will work with them and the partner and the employer partners. So they are the conduit, they are the liaison. They will work with the employer as well as the client to make sure that it's a great fit, because not all opportunities are the best opportunity for everybody. And so we recognize that, and we want to make sure that it's a great fit for everyone. Next slide. So just as I was talking about the MTDL, it's a 3-week training, maritime transportation, distribution, and logistics. And so some of the core modules are warehousing, stevedoring, which is still material handling. Those are the ones who are handling the material and the products at the port. Material movers in terms of logistics and inside of warehouses. Freight forwarding and customer service. Freight forwarding are the ones who are usually doing customs. They are making sure that the manifest so that products can be imported, exported. So these are some of the aspects of the MTDL in which people will learn. They also learn about the metric system, you know, and being able to take a space and outfit that space to be conducive to what it may need to be used for. You don't mix, being able to understand not mixing certain products together, flammable and non-flammable products. You know, so there's so much that goes into it. And then there's the career assessment piece, the employer expectations. So we talk about that, and we talk about that in real time, realistically, so that people understand what is being expected of them, what is asked. As someone who speaks to employers often, what I hear from employers is, Maurice, can your people show up? Can your people show up on time? And do your people have the right attitude? That's what I hear often, consistently. Because they tell me, they say, I can teach them the hard stuff. I can teach them the skills that I need them to do the job. I can teach them that, but I can't teach them how to show up. I can't teach them to show up on time, and I can't teach them how to have the right attitude. So these are the things that employers need more than anything. The other stuff, they can, if you're pouring olive oil in a bottle, they can teach you how to do that the way they need it done. But do you have the skill set to be able to, if your shift start at 6 o'clock, not show up at 6 o'clock with a bagel and coffee in your hand saying that you're there to work? Your shift starts at 6. So you shouldn't be arriving at 6 and then you have breakfast in your hand, right? So those are the type of things of showing up on time, and having the right attitude. Next slide. Our career focus, which is our hospitality training, which is focused on hotels, motels, and lodging, food service, guest services, reception, gaming, and industry. And so the credential for that training is through the American Hotel and Lodging Association. And so it comes with a guest service gold certification. That training is a 2-week training. It's Monday through Friday from 9 to 3, and it's a 2-week training. The next hospitality training for Maryland New Directions starts in early November. Next slide. And then you have our commercial transportation and careers, which stands for CTC. And it's a 3-week training program designed to offer basic work knowledge of the commercial driver's license industry. And so it's for passenger and mass transit, as well as school bus. And so the organization will pay for the client to receive their DOT card, as well as their commercial learner's permit. Then we transfer them to an employer based on their desires and what it is that they want to do. So if a person said, I want to drive a school bus. So once they obtain their DOT card and their learner's permit, we will then give the baton off to one of our school bus employers, who then will train them behind the wheel. And then that permit converts into a CDL license, and now they're in the industry. So that's and so our next CTC training is actually September 7th. We're now registering for this particular training. And so the requirements for this is that a person be a high school graduate or have a GED. They have to be able to have a driver's license for at least 1 year, no provisional license, and they have to have a clean driving record, and they have to have a clean background for this particular training. Next slide. And so now we're going to show you a video of one of our successful former clients.
I heard an ad on the radio saying get your CEO training with Maryland New Directions. And from there, I started training. I was on the road. I guess it's just something I wanted to do. I pushed myself to do something different. And I was just motivated, especially it was a free program. Like, why not take your chance and make a career out of it? Maryland New Directions covered everything. I had a guaranteed job at the end of it. So what can you lose? Like, it was a win-win.
And so that particular young lady has moved on from her former company, and now she's working for the MTA. And so she's very happy at the MTA. And so that's what it's about for us. It's putting people in a position of empowerment through careers. And so we want people to be better off than when they first came to us. So career pathways and additional certification opportunities. For the forklift, it includes the OSHA 10 and hands-on vehicle operation. And so again, we pay for the forklift certification, the TWIC card, which is a federal ID. You're vetted through Homeland Security. And so with a TWIC card, you can work at the port or airport. It's a federal ID. And so once you've been vetted by Homeland Security, it's very few security clearances that you won't be able to get once you have that TWIC card. Our guest service gold is for the hospitality industry, and it's another way to show the industry that you've been well trained. And that's what the industry is looking for, especially right now coming out of COVID. The hospitality industry is trying to regain its footing. And so they're looking for people, but they're also looking for skilled people, just because we basically lost a year and a half. And so they're looking for people who have the right temperament to provide excellent customer service, but also have the skill, have the openness, excuse me. And then the CDLB learner's permit. So this allows people to be able to drive school buses, mass transit buses, dump trucks, anything straight trucks, which are the big box trucks. And so again, Maryland New Directions pay for the DOT physical, which allows you to get the DOT card, and we pay for the permit. Next slide. And so this is some of the training. And so this is some of the trainings, what is included: professional career training, individual job coaching, resume writing and review, interview practice with professionals. We bring in various professionals. Some are retiree executives. Some are still in the industry, and they do mock interviews. And they do mock interviews with our clients to help prepare them for any interviews that they have coming up. Telecounseling, telecounseling and stress management, because it can be a stressful process. Looking for employment can be very stressful at times. And so we have access to do stress management, telecounseling, to assist people through that process. Technical support, anything. We want to be able to be that support system. Referrals for additional services like transportation, like clothing, whatever it is that we can do to support you. I will say this: we can't be all things to all people. And so what we do, we try to master and do well. There are other organizations that do other things really well. And so we refer and we partner with those organizations that do other things really well. And so certification opportunities. And then there's a dedicated team, because your success is our success. We cannot be successful without you. Next slide. We have a computer lab of about 30 computers. And so people can come in and do online job searches on their own. We also have volunteers that come into our space on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and that could assist people with online job searching. Next slide. These are just a few of our employer connections. So we team up with the Baltimore County Public School System, the University of Maryland Medical System, the MTA, the Hyatt Regency, Dietz and Watson, Hyatt Revival, WWL, which is at the port, Pompeian Olive Oil, Cisco Systems. So this is just some of the companies that we work with. There's also other companies like the House of Ruth. So it varies in terms of our portfolio of employers. Next slide. So are you ready to attend a training at Maryland New Directions? We would love to have you, would love to see you. Again, arriving on time, attending to every meeting, dressing appropriately, participate in classes, complete assignments, study to pass industry exams and quizzes, because with our trainings, there are exams and quizzes, because we want to make sure that you have the skill set to go out there and just take over what it is that you set out to do. So we want to make sure that you have those skill sets. So we have quizzes and exams. Actively search for your career. Meet with your job coach regularly. So those are some of the things. Next slide. So before I go to questions, I want to just make a brief announcement. So every year we have what is called the M&D, Maryland New Directions MVP event. And so this year is our third annual MVP event, which will be taking place on Tuesday, September the 28th from 5:30 to 8:30 at the Mount Washington Tavern located at 5700 Newberry. And our guest speaker is an American attorney, sports agent, author, negotiator, educator. He's actually a special advisor to the owner of the Baltimore Ravens. His name is Ron Shapiro. And so it's just a great event. And this is our way of highlighting our previous clients. So the MVPs are the clients who come through our programs, take advantage of the service. They're able to get their certifications, they get jobs, they move up in their careers. So our MVP event is all about highlighting them. And so anyone who's interested in registering for training, you just call 410-230-0630. So if there are any questions at this time, I'll love to take your questions or comments.
That's some valuable information, Marius. Thank you so much for sharing. Any questions or comments from anybody, we'll gladly put them up on the screen. You guys have a ton going on at Maryland New Directions, and this is just some really good information. So we're glad to be able to help you guys share and get the word out.
Absolutely. We appreciate MOED in so many ways. It's been a true partnership that's just been amazing, and the work that we've been able to do together to help move the city forward, because again, the city is moving. Oftentimes people highlight some of the things that shouldn't be highlighted, and they kind of forget about all of the great things that are happening. I often hear people say, so there's nothing out here for the young people, and there's nothing out there. Are tons of resources, So for example, Maryland New Directions has been around for nearly 50 years. And you have people who say, I've never heard of Maryland New Directions, so, but it's almost 50 years old. There's other organizations, people say, I've never heard of the Mayor's Office of Employment Development. And these are people who can live 2 blocks away, and so that's just part of the work that we do, is just constantly getting the information out to the masses so that we can serve the great people of Baltimore.
Exactly. You have no idea how often, how many times I hear people say, I'll tell them our center is located on the 3rd floor of Mondawmin, and they're like, Mondawmin has a 3rd floor? And I'm like, yes, it has a 3rd floor.
Exactly.
So,
and I've been going to Mondawmin all my life. I ain't know Mondawmin had a 3rd floor.
That's exactly what we get. This is exactly what we get. So thank you so much for coming on and sharing. Again, everybody, the phone number is listed there. Mr. Good's information is listed as well. If you guys have any questions on how to contact them or are interested in their programs, please don't hesitate to reach out to them. They've got some dates coming up soon, the end of August and close to the end of September. So please make sure you reach out to them so that you can be included.
Yes, folks, we got jobs. We got more jobs than we got people. So please, if you're looking for career opportunities, give us a call.
Thanks so much. Thank you for coming on, Maurice.
Thank you, Antonio. Have a great rest of your week.
You too.
Thank you.
So everybody, please remember you can always join us here on Facebook every Tuesday and Wednesday at 1 o'clock. We're going to do our best to bring you some information that will hopefully enrich or add to your career search, make it easier for you, give you some tools to be able to build your career search and find not just a job, but find a career. As always, you can use the assistance request form at the bottom of the page that's scrolling. That's bit.ly/assistance request. We can help you with a plethora of things, so make sure you go in there and let us know how we can assist. And as always, we are here for your questions. If you have any, please feel free to reach out to us. We're always here to help. Again, if you need to visit any one of our centers, please give us a call to schedule an appointment, and we'll be glad to help you. Thank you guys for joining us today, and you enjoy the rest of your week.